Okay, so this is Crazy Canuck, KikiSpaghetti, and I usually respond to other videos about politics and stuff on the Young Turks, but I decided to do it right now after doing just looking over a few videos and having my 5 cents worth. That, maybe I should look at like a Canadian piece and talk about that. So I was looking at the Ottawa Citizen, and I was just saying, oh, what's interesting here. And then I saw Harper lend support to Ontario candidates facing NDP incubus. So apparently there is a large area that apparently the NDP, the New Democratic Party, is really, gaining headway. So I'd like to talk about that. So I think that's very interesting because everyone was seeing them there like a smaller party, not as big. But like now, I mean, they're really gaining headway. Rick Mercer went to Jack Layton's house, and there's been a lot of youth, like most of the people who I've spoken to, most youth are actually voting NDP. I'm not saying where I stand, simply because, I don't really need to. But anyways, I just think it's very interesting, because it goes to show that, because there's been this huge youth movement this year, with the federal election coming up, basically saying that we are interested in politics, and despite everyone saying, oh, kids these days, blah, 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 that's bullshit, and that we actually care, and we're interested in the future of our country. And, to see, that the actual leader of the Conservative Party is somewhat nervous about, this part, something he would never have been nervous about before, is pretty amazing. On that note, actually, there actually was a debacle, actually, in Guelph. Hi. Where we had an early voting period. I'm not quite sure. I didn't go. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there. But where students could go and vote, and an actual representative of the Conservative Party actually tried to take the ballot box, and actually went and tried to take the ballot box, and despite the fact that it was 100%, Elections Canada said, yeah, these count, and they're saying that they're concerned about all these, they're concerned about the authenticity of things and whatnot. But, if you try and actually take a ballot box, like, instead of saying, I would completely understand if they said, hey, you know what, we're really happy that you're voting, Youth Canada, but we are concerned, we just want to make sure that this is, and, if they'd asked the question and they were just like, that makes perfect sense. But to honestly have someone go into this building where there are these young people who are there to vote and have an actual, like, mini brawl trying to steal something, come on, that's, I don't think you're concerned about the ethics at this point, because you're not being ethical yourself. I think that it's a whole, oh, they're not voting for us. And the thing is, apparently a lot of younger people are voting Conservative. Again, I don't think, like, a lot, but I know that some are, and, that's kind of counterintuitive. And I don't necessarily agree with Ignatieff. I don't know, there's something about him that just doesn't sit right. But, he's saying that there's, like, a pattern, and I know he's doing the whole political thing, pointing finger thing, but, he kind of has a bit of a point. I'm not saying that Conservatives have a pattern of, trying to mess things up. But, none of the other parties did that. But then again, I was talking to my boyfriend, and he said that anybody in power would do something like that, and it just happens to be the Conservatives, which I think kind of makes sense. At the same time, that does not make their actions justified. Another thing, actually, to highlight is that I was actually at the Guelph mob in Guelph, which was amazing. I loved it. There's, like, no problems. people actually, like, the news teams actually left the Prime Minister speaking to come and see us and film us, and there was no problem with the police. I was really, I guess because I've been reading so many stories on students being, like, attacked by the police in the States and other countries, that I was afraid, so, like, in G20 and in England with the whole debacle with the tuitions, I was kind of nervous that something bad was going to happen, but nothing did. We were there, and the police, they were there, and they were so pleasant. They didn't leave their station. There was this one woman down there who was like, hello, and she waved back, and, you know, it was very pleasant. There was no ill will. It was, you know, it was good. You know, the Guelph Police Force, good on you guys. But, you know, we weren't allowed in building, where Stephen Harper was, which is fine. I mean, I understand that they're nervous, but at the same time, they had the police there, and, you know, I wish they'd let us go in and to, like, actually seen and talk to the, you know, just, you know, see, you know, acknowledge that we're there. While Elizabeth May, who's the leader of the Green Party, actually came to the university and actually had an open forum with the students. You know, you go from, you know, I'm not going to give you really the light of day to, hey, I'm going to actually hang out and talk to you, and really I'm happy that you're doing this. And, you know, it just really shows there's a huge difference in things. And, you know, it's really fascinating to see how things are going on. I'm trying to find something else to talk about on the website. Well, unfortunately, there's this, a child who was abducted. It's an Amber Alert. So anyone who sees her, Amber Alert issued, missing Salut Street Marie, 3-year-old child, apparently. They think that her mother took her, which is better than some stranger taking her, but, yeah, so I hope that she gets found, fingers crossed. Lila Elizabeth May, you know, little girl, blonde, blue eyes, 40 pounds. They think that, whatchamacallit, they think her mother took her, 21-year-old, so, you know, I hope that if she was taken, it was her mother, clearly, because, I mean, it's her mother. But, like, you know, clearly that she was abducted, so that's not a good thing. So I hope that she gets home safely and that she's safe wherever she is. And yeah, so that's my take on what's going on in the Canada. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reviewing the Young Turks, and if I see something interesting in Canadian news, I'll review it, or talk about it, or whatever, when I can, if I'm not lazy. I know this is long, but, you know, I'm really busy. There's nothing behind me, because it's, like, all gone. And yeah, so Crazy Canuck, peace out.